Welcome, this is Black Lotus, your YouTube script kiddie, and today I'm going to show you how to import a module from a relative path in Python. So for this example, I have a directory set up. It's called parent directory, in which I have a parent module. The parent module has one function. It just prints out that it's calling from a parent module function. And then I have an A path in the parent directory and a B path in the parent directory. They both have similar functions set up. A path just prints out a path module function here, and then B path actually has two functions, function 1 and function 2, to show how you can separate the functions when you import from a relative path. To show this example, I have an example script, and that is in the A path directory. So normally when you import from a module or a library, you call import and then a path module. And this is because the way Python works, it will look in the current directory and every directory looking forward, provided that you give it the correct pathing. And we can see this by invoking the parent module function, a path function. Save that, and then we go to the terminal and let's change directory into the A path, and then Python 3 example script, and we see a path module function here has printed out correctly, and that is of course because it's in the same file directory. Now the question here is, how do we get the functions from the parent module and even the bpath modules? Well, like many things in Python, Python has abstract-based classes that handle a lot of the dirty work for you, and this is no exception. So the class that we want to import is called SourceFileLoader, and that's from the importlib module, more specifically importlib machinery. So from importlib.machinery, we want to import SourceFileLoader. Okay. Now the way we set this up, instead of using from and import, what we do is we set up a variable name and use SourceFileLoader with a couple of arguments. The variable name could be anything. If you are importing the entire module itself, I recommend that you just name that variable the actual module. So for this example, we're going to import parent module first. Set that as my variable. Use SourceFileLoader. SourceFileLoader takes two arguments. The first one is a full name and the second one is a path. The full name actually has to be the module name with a .py. So we will say parent module.py, or not with a .py, sorry, just the name of the parent module. And then the path has to have the full path with the .py. So in this case, it's one directory up, and then we want to import parent module.py. And the last thing we want to do is call the load module method. Now that it's in, we can go down here and call the parent function within the parent module. So, parent module dot parent func. Our script, and we see both have printed out this time. A path module function here, which was in the same directory, or not the same directory, but the same directory. It's in the same relative path. This time we are going back a directory for the parent module. And of course we can do the same for the B path as well. So B path module is equal to SourceFileLoader B path module. And then we want to go up one, and then we want to go down at the B path for the B path module .py, and then call the method .load module. And down here we could have B path module .b path function 1, call that, and then bpath module dot bpath function2, call that, and now we should have 4 print statements, and we do. A path module, parent module, and then the bpath for functions 1 and 2. Now, what if you just want to call a certain amount of functions within that module without importing everything together? Let's say I just wanted bpath function 2 without having bpath function 1. Well, this is where you would change the variable name. Instead of having it name the entire module, just change the name to be bpath function 2. And what you want to do is add the name of the function as if it were an attribute. Now I can get rid of bpath function 1, and I can even get rid of bpath module and just call the function as if we're imported using a from statement. And we see that working here. The bpath module is there with the apath module and the parent module. Now, one important thing to note when doing this, it is very important, because you are calling relative paths, to be in the path that these file paths are relevant to. What do I mean? Well, if I print out my working directory, we can see I'm actually in the A path. And this is why that these relative paths work. If I were to move one directory up and then try and call my script, you get a bunch of file not found errors. And it just doesn't work that way, because again, these are relative paths as opposed to having the global what you would pip install or conda install. So once again, you would have to move into apath, and then you could call your function again. So that's how to import from a relative path in Python. I hope you got something out of it, and thank you for watching.